There's a lot of pressure to what to do today because he needs to get a good matchup here, and Rumble is one of the top tier picks here in the top lane. Laners seem to be able to go even though, unless Bengi can find an opening here.
Yeah, Jensen kind of got poked down. He does have some, so Bengi's going to get the stun. Lands it, Bengi flashes forward, and first blood goes to Elise.
The disrespect from Jensen. He saw the QE come out. He saw Elise on his screen, and at that point you need to know, this is chain CC with flash available. You have to just respect the fact that you got out lane and you got a flash. But even in the mid game, this will be repeated for SKT. They need to poke down C9 before they fight here. Jensen finally flashing!
It's too late. He flashed the stun, but the ulti still killed him.
Never finished your color point while Faker's going for an all-in, Crappo.
I mean, you would expect Jensen to know the limits of these champions.
A little awkward there. Wolf again with a double pulverize. Gonna knock one back in, but doesn't quite get Smoothie. Wolf taking damage. No ulti as Sneaky pops his to get them out of the way. Bang. Goes straight over the wall, looks for a bit of extra damage, and Cloud9, 3v2, have to disengage.
Saw MSI, they rose up after a low delay. Sneaky taking a decent trade in bot, but it was all about a slow start. Wolf has to
They're actually going in. Yeah, Wolf did force the ulti out. Bang uses his as well. Smoothie hitting missing shots as Bang wants it. Needs more Q. Sneaky does block, and Smoothie gets himself out safely.
Nami ulti just buys too little time. She's too frail, gets one shot by a lot of these, you know, additional damage that's being thrown around.
Actually,
Fake jukes it.
In back on. Meteos is here, but so is Bengi. Meteos covering, eats the cocoon. Gonna catch it on the way through. SKT, no commit here for the kill. Meteos again. Oh, misses the Q.
Dance moves from Faker, twice from Meteos now, and now from the flash ult. So much invested by Jensen. Expect Bengi to go there as impact.
Oh, Juke's actually winning this by himself, but Bengi flashes it again. Yet another kill for the world champion.
That's that new Jayce right there. It's a close duel, all in build, not mana dependent anymore. No tier in the early game, just raw damage. If you get close enough to him, you will drop low. Yeah, C9, they're playing a similar style as they did in playoffs, where they leave on an island.
Oh, good stun again. Faker looking for the all-in. Jensen does get the stun, but Wolf is here to complete it.
Ah, the change is here. The new Syndra, he just opens up with the ultimate to get just tons of those spheres on the floor, which means whenever he pushes step forward, he will hit Jensen. Now Meteos is in trouble. C9 getting challenged.
And it's just a little too much right now. Bengi's starting to play up and aggressive into C9's jungle. Meteos had great presence early on, and this bottom lane's now going to get visitors. Wolf actually going in, but Sneaky's low. Teleport's coming in for SKT, and Sneaky's already been exhausted. Wolf cutting it out of Smoothie, trying to zone, but here comes Duke. But Impact, can he save his teammates? Good flash from Sneaky. Gets his way out from under it. Bang, though, looking to follow through, and Impact just can't do enough. Overheated and silenced. Bang with a double from the Ezreal.
This is what's happening. SKT have just been strangling C9 out of the game.
Yeah, C9 mimicking that style from playoffs. Another another stun combo from Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf goes in. Now's the combo through, and the ulti's easy. Wolf, hey, gets another one.
Land the combo, earn the kill. Meteos maybe should have done more here in the early game, you know, assisting Impact, because he is not much better than his opponents to the point where he can solo kill them. So they
2v2 time. Meteos gonna get knocked back though by the Jayce and stunned into the cocoon by Bengi. Ultimate's nice from Impact, but Bengi looking to go back in. Duke now gonna fight it out. Impact just takes so much damage. Great kick though from Meteos. Might get himself two as he's chasing down for a couple more. They need the kills and Meteos gets one.
And he ends up being a 1-for-1, but when you're this far behind, first kill on the board, that's at least a steadier for Cloud9. Will they win this game? Right now it's looking like no, but you need to get some confident moments, even in a loss. Still a long group stage ahead for Cloud9. All you can really do is drop back and reassess, but then you're ceding map control over to SKT. When they're ahead, they always look good, and another fight.
Keeps getting worse. Sneaky caught. Cocoon just clips him as Smoothie flash ulti's out. He'll save his own life maybe, but Sneaky not so lucky.
They have much room for progression, and they are playing against the strongest team in their group.
Well, Jensen again gonna get all in by Faker. That ultimate's easy cleanup. Faker another kill now. I agree, actually.
That's the last thing we need to judge them. Good laning, good macro here. Duke maybe can make a good micro to get out of this situation. Nope.
No. Meteos goes back in. Hit out though by Thundering Blow. Turret's going down in the meantime, but Impact's looking to chase down for another. Kicked into the wall. Q misses. Meteos! That's not what you want at all, but Impact does get the kill.
It's very much a meanwhile at moment pastry time. It's going to be an inhibitor turret going down. Faker's looking for some cleanup too.
1v2, Meteos goes back in, but the ultimate's not enough to kill Impact. Meteos dashes back in, but Faker lunges forward for the kill. W's going to be thrown down. Oh! They do kill him!
Mid-dive by Impact. Revenge at least, despite being down over almost 10,000 gold. Impact says, hello my friend. I can still play League of Legends. SKT just have to keep their distance, mind the gap.
Is it closing, Corpo? Maybe we'll never know. Bengi and Meteos again doing battle over some jungle monsters. In the meantime, SK Telecom have something else to do. It's take down the mid lane inhibitor turret. Meteos and Bengi still fighting, but Bengi looking for a 1v1 in the jungle. Looks like this inhibitor's going to go down, though, and SK Telecom just too far ahead at this point. Meteos, oh, it's a disaster, flashes out! And C9 might try and get something else, but inhib's down. Sneaky spell shield, but think a cocoon. And Wolf's going to get chased down, but I think they'll get away. And C9 just can't commit to these chases.
Wolf can play Gatekeeper here, and Faker.
Uh-oh, Meteos, I'm not sure he's going to make his way far in. The Q's run out, and there's the smite away. Easy take there as Wolf might be caught out, but he has his ulti flash and exhaust, so he's just fine for that juicy open inhib. So unless a miracle flank happens here for Cloud9, I'm not sure this will happen. Bang! Actually going to give us that splash out of the way, but the rest of Cloud9 are going to chase down. Arcane shifts over the wall, and these teams looking to try and save him, but Sneaky grabs the shutdown. Wolf re-engages, and that's so much damage from the Jayce. Duke going to get himself exhausted and knocked off, and Jensen flashing out, trying to kite the team by Cloud9. Might have made something happen, but Faker grabs a double in and amongst all the chaos. Impact finds his way back into the fight, but I think now he's got a little too far forward.
Yeah, I can see exactly how strong the fight was. Impact drops down. Teamfight was strong for C9. If this could happen on even gold, it would be a clean ace, but SKT are just too far ahead. Faker alone take out 3 members of that C9 lineup.
And the thing to take away from summer season was that SKT didn't get in this position very often. They were very often, more than 50% of the time, behind in gold in the early game. Brought in Bengi, the double world champion, fixed some of those early game problems, and at least in this one game, looked like the SKT evolved.
Yeah, and that mechanic's actually really good against hard engage combos when you're playing Cold Cup. Right now we see Duke getting a little greedy crowd out, but he's buying time for his team.
He gets knocked up there for the Braum ulti. Rumble ulti's down, and Impact does claim one for C9, but yeah, top lane broken completely through. SK Telecom claim every single inhib.
That was the last one remaining here. Duke takes one for team.
A lot of damage on him. Bang and Faker though, so they'll poke around. Will take Duke a long time to get back from base. You mentioned already. No teleport.
Meteos wants Faker. Maybe a little too much. Does get exhausted down, but Meteos taking too much damage. Bengi just kind of keeping the rest of the backline out for Cloud9, and Faker will stay protected. Duke up in 10 seconds, but SK Telecom taking a bit of damage here as they try and defend this last inhib.
This game already answered some questions that we had of their group.
Oh, Faker.
Faker with some fancy jukes here. Impact saying hello to our friend.
Oh, good Zonya's jukes here as well. Jensen going to try and follow up, but gets out from under the shock blast. Wolf here to protect his carries, so SKT will not have anyone fall. But Sneaky is busy battling supers and losing as that last Nexus turret. In fact, C9's last turret of the game has now fallen. They have nothing left to defend but this wide open Nexus.
Only the Nexus remains here. As we were talking about SKT, like we had questions coming into the group. Will they finish first? Likely. In what manner is what a lot of people were debating still. Very decisive victory here. Combo and Smoothie. Smoothie's gonna drop it. Right now, it's fish in a barrel for C9.
Yeah, and it's kind of been that way for most of this game. Kind of ever since that mid game really broke open. SK Telecom looks strong in the lanes. Look, they'll never drop the beat here. Impact, good flash, gets himself up from under the cocoon, but bangs all in on the Ezreal. Wolf goes in with a double man pole, and there's Meteos trying to chase them out of the way, but Bengi's too far ahead. He will go down as Impact's able to take him. And SK Telecom with the Nexus open are going to try and close the game. Sneaky takes out Duke. And they're looking to trade back here, but Bang takes out Sneaky to return. Jensen's going to fall down as Bang gets a double. Meteos falls as well as Wolf claims another victim. And with 4 dead, SK Telecom will take down Cloud9.